Hey guys, Jessica Coulter here, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. Today I want to talk to you about 3 mistakes students make when studying for finals in school. So what I mean by this is if we're having a review day, your teacher's giving you a chance to ask questions and go over the study guide before a test, before a final, there are 3 things you need to make sure you don't do. Okay, so these 3 mistakes are going to cost you a good grade on that test. They're going to cost you an opportunity to learn something and be prepared for that chapter test, that final, that whatever it might be. So number 1 thing I do not want you to do, that you need to make sure you don't do, and if mom or dad you're watching this, make sure your kid knows not to do this, and that is to zone out. Okay, that's the absolute worst thing you can do, is to just kind of check out mentally, to think, okay, yeah, we covered this, I know this, whatever, I don't need to listen. That is the worst thing you can do. What I want you to do instead is to participate, because the second worst thing you can do is to not participate. If your teacher is asking you questions and like you're playing a game in teams, say like Jeopardy, that's a really popular thing to do. Well, if your team is trying to figure out the answer, participate. If you know the answer, help your classmates learn the material. Or maybe you go, I don't know, so I'm not going to answer. Well, listen to, again, your classmates, your teammates, to figure out the answer. Because there's a reason your teacher is asking that question. There's a reason she or he is bringing it up as a Jeopardy question or a review question or whatever game or method your teacher is using. Okay, so those are my top 2 mistakes for students on a review day at school. So make sure you participate, make sure you're there mentally, because if you zone out, you don't participate, your grade is going to suffer for it. So I've got one more big mistake I want to share with you here in just a minute. Before I do though, I want to encourage you to check out my new study course called Study Like a Valedictorian. There's a link over in the description. In my course, I cover 9 key study skills all students need to have to be successful at school and out of school, so like even in your job. So definitely click that link, check it out. I'm running a special right now through the end of this month, July 2021, $100 off. So you definitely want to check it out. So, third mistake here that students make. So let me know if this is something you've ever done, and if it's something that you haven't done but you made a different mistake that we've talked about, I want to know about that too. So feel free to drop that for me down below. So third mistake is to not treat that review day at school as a study tool. Okay, so that is the third worst thing you can do, is to just think, okay, whatever, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm participating, even if it's only a little, at least you're participating. But if you're not taking notes when the teacher is writing things on the board, when she's talking about things, make sure you know what she's talking about and why she's talking about it. Because if your teacher brings up something and you're like, I've never heard this before, or what is he talking about? Why is he doing it this way? Well, you've got to figure out the why when you have a chance. Because if that exact same question comes up on the test tomorrow or a couple days from now, and you didn't take the time to answer today on review day, well then whose fault is it but your own for not knowing the answer? So that's my third tip for you. My third mistake I see students make is when I tutor someone and they tell me, yeah, we reviewed this, but I don't really know what we were talking about. Well, that's because you didn't do the 3 things we just talked about. So again, guys, I want to encourage you to check out my study course called Study Like a Valedictorian. It has 9 modules, all about the 9 study tools students need: note-taking, annotating, goal creation, motivation, staying focused, all of those key components that you need to be successful as a student, no matter if you're a middle school student, high school student, or college. Because I've got to tell you, the sooner you learn those study skills, the easier it's going to be to learn new material at school, and the much more enjoyable school will be if you're no longer fighting over getting homework done, no longer procrastinating, and you're just focused on what needs to be learned when it needs to be learned. So have a great day, guys. Click the link in the description. Check out Study Like a Valedictorian. Have a good night.